on, guys? Welcome back to the farm. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. It's been eventful here. Holidays don't mean rest for us. We had a water pump issue in our house where water was shooting off our basement ceiling. Got that fixed on Thanksgiving Eve. Here we are. It is Black Friday. Hope you guys, well, did whatever you guys do, go out shopping, whatever. We're out here working night shift. It's not by choice. It's a matter of keeping our animals alive here tonight. This morning, I actually had to go into my day job. Yes, we are open on Black Friday, so I was one of those unfortunate that had to go into work today. Got a report around 8:30 this morning that somebody actually saw a coyote in here. I'm in our sheep pasture right now, and they saw a coyote inside here. That's obviously bad business anytime you're raising livestock. That means we need to figure something out here. Unfortunately, I was just not going to be able to get these animals moved. And honestly, guys, what I would be doing anyway is moving them across the street into the other pasture. It's the same fencing setup. It's a high tensile fence, just like the one that we're in right now. So I'm not sure how much that would have accomplished if a coyote really was in here and really wanted to get after them. They were going to do that anyway. So rather than try to fight and move them, which is always a job, we're going to add some extra surveillance. I got our old trail camera here that I took off from over at the pigs here earlier today. I'm gonna hook that up here right behind us onto one of these wooden fence posts. And we're gonna be out here doing the chores a while. I didn't get to feed yet today. Don't let the dark deceive you. It is only, what time is it? 7 o'clock on Black Friday, so it's really not that late. It is cold, as you can tell by the way I'm dressed. Not used to the cold. We've been having really warm weather here in Pennsylvania, and just like that, you know, it got cold. So here we are. It's gonna get down in the low 20s tonight. We're out here working. It's this time of year. It's what you sign up for. You're working out in the dark. So we're gonna get this trail camera hung. I'm gonna kind of patrol the area, see if I see any signs. I doubt I will this early, being that it really just got dark maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. This sheep I actually brought down here to the lower part of the pasture because initially I thought that this is their safe spot. It's closer to the house. Turns out this is where the coyote actually was, which is why I'm putting the camera here. I'll end up moving the sheep back up to the top. So let's go ahead and let's see what we can do. I don't know if this is gonna do anything for us, but at the very least, I'll be able to check it in the morning, see if we have any traffic. It is somewhat close to the house. Typically, coyotes are gonna make all sorts of ruckus when they go in for a kill. We have Hank in the house who typically will hear, you know, a lot of movement out here, and he'll sound the alarms. Not sure how much sleep we'll get tonight, but let's get hanging this thing. We got a lot of other things to do, as you guys saw in the beginning. We got to water the pigs. We got to feed the pigs, as you guys saw here, throwing some feed in the back of the Ranger. Yeah, and we'll check the fence too while we're over here, and we'll get going. Sometimes I tend to forget which wires here are hot, so we're just going to double check. So as I'm wrapping this thing around, I'm not getting zapped here. That has a charge on it, 2700. Just got to watch. It's not going to blow my brains out. This one certainly will. That's at 8700. So in terms of keeping coyotes out of here, it's kind of crazy to think that 8700 volts wouldn't keep a coyote out. Suppose they could go over this. You know, that's always a possibility. It is about a 5-foot fence. Coyotes are known to jump. They must be hungry though to get in there. There are some high spots in the wire, but even that, I don't suspect that that was the case. Regardless, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get this thing hung. All right. There we go. All right, so there we go. We got her hung. Not looking for this thing to be permanent. I did put it relatively low to the ground just to capture anything that may come through here. We'll see what happens. We'll get her going here and we will move on. I do really like to capture this stuff for you guys because anyone that's new into homesteading, new into farming, again, this is the reality. You're gonna be out here doing things that you do not want to do in the dark. Cold, wet, doesn't matter. Seems like actually more happens at that time, so it's all part of it. And I don't know what's going on here. we're ready to go. So that's gonna sit there right on the post. This is pretty much where we're looking. Our house is all the way up there. You can see the lights in the background. I got the Ranger lights on here. It's looking out over the corner of our pasture. And then there's a heavy patch of woods here right behind us. This is most likely where a coyote's gonna come from. Pretty much anything on that side of the pasture, that's road, and then that opens up into wide open fields. I mean, obviously anything's possible, but you're more likely to come from the woods, which is here. And then on this side of us, behind us, is a thin little wood line, which is obviously possible as well. But again, most likely entry point, that's where we'll put it. We'll see if we get anything on camera. Honestly, I'm hoping we do not, and I'm hoping the sheep are good to go. Again, we're just gonna have to keep checking on them, and these are the times you wish you had a livestock dog. So could it have been like a missighting? Yes, I guess. It could have been a fox, but typically you would think somebody would know the difference between a fox and a coyote. You never know. So we're gonna patrol here. Let's see what the sheep are up to. We got all the sheep right up here at the top of what you would say this paddock is. I got a thin wire here, kind of keeping them down in. Now again, if the coyote was down here, I might want to move them up here where I'm shining the light. You can see that stop sign. That's the highest point in the pasture. Here we go, to the high ground. All right, perfect. All right, guys, so I did decide to move them up. They were quick to follow. I don't know, my gut tells me they're gonna be better on the high ground tonight. They'll stay up here. Again, the woods is gonna be all the way down there at this point. The Ranger's down there, and we're still about 30, 40, 50 yards further down the hill would be the woods where we just were. So I think we're gonna be good up here. We got the road right here. The house is right over here. I know you guys can't see anything here in the dark, but typically sheep will actually go and they'll sleep down in the highest spots. They're almost always up here, the top of the hill. So we'll see. Brownie, what do you think? You gonna let me know? Nobody seems like they're super on edge, so I would say that's a good sign. Whatever this was this morning, they may not have even seen it, and hopefully it didn't see them, although coyotes do have a really strong sense of smell, so that's definitely concerning. But we're gonna do our best here. Again, like I said, we'll get them up here. Eventually we will get them moved out of here. It's just, I mean, it's really not gonna be any benefit right now. I gotta find my wire, my gate. This is basically all we use to keep them separate here. So this will pretty much just connect here. I have it nice and tight. I'll clip right on there. And look, that line is nice and tight all the way across. And now the sheep are gonna stay up here. Here's a little tip for anyone that's never done this. If you're in the cold weather, your best bet is stay as dry as possible. Something that I'm really not that good at. Always soaked, especially your hands. Keep your hands dry at all costs. Your life's gonna be miserable once you start getting wet, especially when you're out driving around. That's definitely gonna make it even worse. But either way, trying to work with your hands when they're wet and cold, it just ain't happening. So stay dry, guys. I do my best, but never seems to work out that way. So we got the pigs eating away here. It is kind of crazy how everything has transformed over the last couple days. What did I say? It was 43 days without rain here in Pennsylvania. Well, this week we got 3 inches, so it is a mud pit in here again. For those of you that are unfamiliar with raising pigs, or more specifically piglets, they're very susceptible to cold and wet conditions, getting pneumonia. So it is important to keep them sheltered. We're lucky enough, my dad dropped the shelter off that he had over at his place, which I'm not going to show you because my phone's about to die here tonight. But we did get a shelter in here, got some hay as bedding, and you should see these guys huddle up here, which is definitely going to be good enough to keep them warm, keep them dry. That's the big thing. They stay warm enough on their own, but keeping them dry, definitely critical this time of year. Fortunately, guys, we got to cut it there. The phone I'm using is a Dinosaur. It freezes up. This cold weather is not doing us any favors here. So we'll be out here. We got a little bit more to do. We're going to check on the flock again. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone's going to be good overnight. I don't know. I'll probably be checking on them a couple times yet tonight. Hopefully, Hank comes to good use and barks if anything does happen. But we'll see what the camera shows in the morning. Hopefully nothing. I mean, you got a fence around it, so we sure hope nothing shows up there. And we'll double check the flock in the morning as well. We'll let you guys know how everything goes. So it's the next morning, guys. We're out here bright and early. It's just before 7 o'clock. Got my coffee on me, and that's always a good sight to see. I don't know if you guys can see that up there. The sheep are doing well. At the top of the hill, like I said, they'd be. Obviously no signs of any sort of distress, which is definitely a great thing. We did not check the trail camera yet. I'm gonna check that out here in a little bit. We got a long day of Christmas tree cutting ahead of us. So we'll see what's in store there. We'll be away from the house a little bit. But anyway, all is good. Everyone made it through the night. Obviously, we will continue to monitor this situation. Anytime you have predator pressure, or at least the thought of it, I should say the threat of predator pressure, it's definitely a little nerve-wracking for you. So we'll definitely keep you guys posted. And as always, we appreciate you watching. If you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button for us to continue following along our journey. Drop us some questions, comments below, and we'll definitely get back to you. And enjoy your Saturday, guys. It's gonna be a cold one here in PA, but we'll do our best to stay warm. So take care, guys. We'll be with you soon.